So most of his staff were destroyed, which included the statue, which was also vandalized. And with the head you are seeing over here, it was also taken away by a woman. So we took the head of the statue and she hid it for about 43 years.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. From now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. Now I want you all, those who have hats on, to take off your hats and let the band play our national anthem. And from now on, that national anthem is the national anthem of the Congo to be played on all occasions.
Okay, so over here we have the final resting place of Ghana's first Prime Minister, Ghana's first President, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And the Osajifo attached to his name is a title in the Ghanaian language, Osajifo, which Osajifo means the Savior, Redeemer, or Warrior. The Savior, Redeemer, or the Warrior. So as I said, he passed away on 27th April 1972, and at the age of 63. So died in Romania, first buried in Guinea, secondly his hometown for 20 years, and finally over here in 1992. He got married to an Egyptian in 1957, but before that he had a son already in 1935. He was known as Professor Patrice Nkrumah, who was also a medical doctor. Unfortunately, his first son died last year in June. He died at the age of 89. And the mother of the first son was a Ghanaian, Fanny Henrietta Miller was the name. And she was a half British. She was from the central region of Ghana, at the same time a half British. And they never got married. He got married to an Egyptian in 1957. Together with the Egyptian, they had 3 children as well. So Gamal Nkrumah, the first son, who is now a journalist in Egypt. Secondly, the only female amongst them, Samia Nkrumah, a politician in Ghana, and a former member of parliament. And finally, Sekou Nkrumah. He's also a political activist in Ghana as well. He only had 4, but his first son died last year in June. The wife, Fatia Nkrumah, has also been buried over here behind me. That's beside the president. So after I'm done, you get to pass by and look at it. So she died in the year 2007. So died at the age of 75. And the reason why she has been buried over here was that she requested before she died to be buried beside the president or the husband. So she died in Egypt 2007. Fatia Nkrumah was brought here as well. So after the military coup d'etat in 1986, the wife together with the children went back to Egypt because of the chaos in the country. So they returned until the death of the president as well. Because of the request she made, that's why she has been buried over here after she passed away in 2007. You can see we have this statue with the head of the statue separated. So it was a complete statue and it was in front of Ghana's old Parliament House. There's a white building across the street behind you. And that was where the statue was located. The very day Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, 24 February 1966, we had some Ghanaians who decided to destroy things at the old Parliament House. So most of his staff were destroyed, which included the statue, which was also vandalized. So you can see the parts being destroyed over there or broken as well. And with the head you are seeing over here, it was also taken away by a woman who was said to be a huge fan of the president. And this could be the only thing she can say for him. So took the head of the statue and she hid it for about 43 years. So she returned it back secretly to an information center in the year 2009. And even for security reasons, she was afraid to mention her name and where she's coming from. So till now, this woman is not known. So 2007 was when they mounted this one here. This was kept at the National Museum initially. Then 2009, after the head of the statue was returned, they brought it here as well. So you can see it has been separated for a reason. And that's to tell the history of the statue and what happened on that very day. Just for the future generation to also know about the overthrown and also the vandalized of this statue. That's why the head has been separated instead of being fixed as well. So we go to the tunnel and later to the museum. So this is the audio-visual tunnel, where his audio is being played. We have his pictures, some quotes he made, also written on the wall over there. There's a black wall. And from there we move on to the museum. And in the museum it contains some of his personal belongings, which includes a metallic coffin. So that coffin was what contained his body from Guinea to Ghana. And at the same time, he was in that metallic coffin for 20 years in his hometown, Nkrofo, western region of Ghana as well. So from here, we visit the museum.
Don't forget, you are welcome home, welcome home.
As I said initially, this park was a polo grounds for the British. And because they were not allowing Ghanaians to come here, that was why Dr. Kwame Nkrumah also chose this place to declare Ghana's independence. So we have him together with the leaders of his political party. Initially, he joined the first political party in Ghana, and that was the UGCC, or Info, the United Gold Coast Convention. And he later left due to the ideological differences. He was the only man amongst them who wanted independence now. For the rest, they were not in a hurry. For that reason, he formed his own political party, the Convention People's Party. So he stood over here with them, the leaders of the CPP, to declare the independence. And he said, at long last, the battle has ended, and Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
But we don't hear it.
At long last, the battle has ended. And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
He also added that the independence of Ghana is going to be meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the whole of African continent.
Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent.
And that if the African is given the chance, is capable of managing its own affairs. On this very day, the name of the country was changed. At first, Ghana was known as the Gold Coast because of the quantity of gold over here. And after independence was gained, the name of the country was changed from Gold Coast to Ghana. And the name Ghana was one of the ancient empires in Africa, which was known as the Ghana Empire. And in history, Ghanaians used to settle there, and we later migrated to this place around the 4th century. So for us to be represented by our real self, our real identity, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah chose the name Ghana, which means the warrior king. The warrior king. The flag of the country was changed, national anthem also changed. We had some civil rights activists present here. For example, we had Martin Luther King Jr. here during the celebration of Ghana's independence. And also Malcolm X from the United States, who also came here as well. And from the UK, the Duchess of Kent, Princess Marina, who represented the UK as well. So Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence on 6th of March 1957, after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown, and he was invited by the first president of Guinea, Conakry. He was known as Sekou Touré, a very close friend of him. And this was the day Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was made a co-president. So in history, he's the only man to do that. The president of Ghana, the co-president of Guinea. And as I mentioned, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah contributed massively to the independence of Guinea-Conakry, another West African country. And that was why this man decided to share his power with him. And on this day, he was introducing Dr. Nkrumah to the people of Guinea as their co-president. And this was why he was buried for the first time in this country, Guinea. For the second time, his hometown in Krofo, and finally over here. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah also named his last son after Sekou Touré. So Sekou Nkrumah was his last son. He was named after Sekou Touré, the first president of Guinea-Conakry. And in Guinea-Conakry, we had one of their currencies that they use, with the face of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah on the money, just to honor him, contributing to their independence, being their first co-president as well. We have Dr. Kwame Nkrumah together with the first Prime Minister of Congo. He was known as Patrice Lumumba, and he was said to be one of the youngest Prime Ministers in Africa's history. So at the age of 34, he became the Prime Minister of Congo. 9 months after their independence, that was when Patrice Lumumba was assassinated in 1961. He was killed. Yeah, so at the age of 35, just after their independence, what happened was they cut him into pieces, and he was also put into a sulfuric acid. Yes. So the only part of his body that was remained was his tooth, which was buried just recently in Congo as well. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, as a leader of the country, also faced 5 times assassination attempts, which he survived. So there were bomb explosions, even shooting, but Dr. Kwame Nkrumah survived all these attempts. Finally passed away in 1972. So Congo was colonized by Belgium, and they had the tooth of this man, which they returned it back to Congo for his final burial. And they even made an apology to them in 2002, to Congo, for their involvement in the assassination of Patrice Lumumba as well. He was also a very great Pan-Africanist. Their vision was to unite Africa together with Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and fight for Africa as well. So a very great Pan-Africanist to see. So before we go to the museum, this piano right here belongs to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Aside everything, he was a music lover, a music man. So he used to play this very piano you are seeing, just to entertain himself and be relieved from other stuff. Before we go, let me talk about this picture too. So this picture is showing the birthplace of Ghana's first president, which is located in the western region of Ghana, a place known as Krofo. That's the name over here. This one you are seeing is now a tourist site, and people go there to visit the place. That's why you are seeing this place, preserving the building you are seeing over there. This to show that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had a very difficult beginning, or a humble beginning. The mother was the one who raised him, because his father died very early of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah when he was very young. And the mother was a trader. The father was a goldsmith. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah himself used to sell chicken to raise funds for his education. Later got admitted to the Lincoln University in the US, and later won a scholarship as well. Went to the University of Pennsylvania, and because of how good he was in politics, he was invited back to join the first political party, UGCC. Later left to form his own party and fight for Ghana's independence. So the first Prime Minister, first President. So this to show he had a very difficult beginning, went on to become the President. All right, so let's have a very brief discussion about this wall. So this wall is known as the Freedom Wall. The Freedom Wall. So as you can see, different facial expressions of him on the wall. There was a time Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was happy. At some point he was sad. At some point he was very angry. So showing different emotions on the wall you are seeing. After everything he did, everything he went through, this is to say that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was also a human being like us. So testifying the human nature of Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, with different situations he went through. So at some point things made him sad, things made him angry, and things made him happy as well. And also we have the colors of the Ghana flag attached to it. The Ghana flag itself was designed by a woman, Madam Theodosia Salemoko, and the materials including the colors, which was also submitted to the woman by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah himself. The red color which talks about the blood of our forefathers who fought for the independence of the country. And we have the yellow one in the middle which talks about the rich minerals in Ghana, for example, the gold. And the green one which also talks about the forest or the vegetation. And with the black star you are seeing over there, which was imitated from a civil rights activist, he was known as Marcus Garvey. He was like a hero to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah as well. So started his project uniting all Africans and returning back to Africa in the Black Star Line ship or the project. So this was basically imitated from his vision, which means the African unity. So that's the meaning of the Black Star, the African unity. And beside the star, we have this quote. And that quote was said to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite quote he ever made as a Pan-Africanist. And it goes like, not an African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me.
I am not African because I was born in Africa, but because Africa was born in me.
So Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was encouraging Ghanaians or Africans to portray the values, the cultures, behaviors that makes them Africans. Not because they were born here, that necessarily means they're African, but rather they're portraying the values, showing the cultures as Africans. And so we made this statement in order to encourage the people and to unite Africa as well. A very brief one about this wall you are seeing, which is known as the Freedom Wall. The Freedom Wall, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's struggles to Ghana's freedom and Africa's freedom as well.
We Africans need to change our mindset. We need to start from here. When everything starts from here, we'll be okay. That's all. You know, when I entered, I was saving. I can feel my soul was, something. I'm feeling something heavy. Yeah, because we've lost a hero. Like by this time, Africans, we need to enjoy. We need not to struggle. We need not to travel. One day, those people over there, they will need us because everything is here.
So yeah, like my brother said, I felt a sense of, I just felt something powerful being here, and I think it's something important for everyone to come to, every Ghanaian, every African, every person really to understand. I feel like it's ignited a passion in me to take back, because I live in the UK, but it's important. We need to know where we've come from to help us to where we're going. So I feel like I've learned a lot about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and I'll definitely take forward what it's really interesting.
I love the vision and the passion of Nkrumah, what he had for Ghana. And I've learned so much. I think when you come here, like in a glance, you will be able to see so much and you hear so much about him. It's so awesome, so amazing, wonderful people here. The tour guide is very good. He's doing very well. I love his presentation and the depth of his knowledge concerning Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. My impression is that we have a wonderful history as Ghana, and this recent history that we may take for granted in the next 100, 200, 300 years, come on, it's gonna be just amazing to the generations unborn. If you have the opportunity to come here as a Ghanaian, come. It's just awesome for you to come.